Have a seat. And today I have Alexis Cornide with me. She is a makeup artist with AbFab Makeup. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now let's get into the background of your makeup. How did you get started?
Well, I always joke. I say I started in 7th grade. I was grounded my entire 7th grade year, so I had a lot of time to figure it out. No, but I did have a love for makeup at a very, very young age. I started when I was about 14, 15 years old, self-proclaiming being a makeup artist, and I did have a talent, and it grew, and I love what I do.
And when did you actually begin to get into the whole concept, like start learning?
Well, I started, you really learn, you're self-taught in the beginning. Right. You learn by copying books, you're doing a lot of copying magazines and things like that, and practicing on your friends, and I started doing homecomings and proms with people in my school. And then I just became a self-proclaimed makeup artist, and actually got an opportunity when I was about 16 years old, so maybe 17, working for Chanel, Bobbi Brown, Lancome, Shiseido, the freelance company, when I was really, really young. And I jumped in like that, and then I started all the training, because Bobbi Brown, all those companies, they send you to training. So I just landed into that job like that.
And how were you spreading the word back in your high school days, you know, that you were
Word of mouth. Word of mouth, referrals. Referrals are huge. So it was a lot of that, and it wasn't a lot of internet stuff going on back then. It was really just word of mouth, and, you know, making my little business cards, and yeah, so it started like that.
So after the whole training through Bobbi Brown and all those companies, where did you land?
Well, after I worked for those freelance companies, I started working for MAC, and MAC is great because they have an amazing program. They send you through once a month. You have to go to school, and they teach you all the tricks of the trade, and I learned that way, and started going off on my own, started freelancing, started picking up other jobs through like swimwear companies. I worked with Victoria's Secret models. I started doing billboards and headshots, comp cards, but there's a lot of free work you're doing in the beginning, and that's the whole key. You have to be willing to be humble, and you have to take those TFP jobs. It's trade for print. A lot of photographers, when you're trying to get your book made, you have to do free work, which is very frustrating when you're starting, because you want to get paid the big bucks, but that's not how it works. You have to do free work to get your book done, and you really are, that's how it works in the beginning.
And then where were you able to, you know, bounce off of and really make your...
Well, you have to be well-rounded. I started getting involved with permanent makeup and doing tattoo. I got involved with, I got my esthetician's license, so I started working in spas. I worked in all kinds of places. I've worked for everybody, and whether it be spas or you know, you're all over the place. You got to get your hands involved with everything. Selling products. I started doing the tattoo, which was a great avenue. Permanent makeup is an amazing avenue. If you're good at makeup, definitely look into tattoo makeup, because you're getting paid a couple $100s for an hour of work. Wow. So you gotta have your hands involved with everything in makeup just to survive, because the industry is completely saturated. Anybody can say that they're a makeup artist. Anybody, it's a self-proclaimed thing. You don't have to have a license to do it. You just have to really know how to market yourself, which is definitely part of the toughness of the job.
Do you have some secrets that you can share when it comes to that?
You got to put yourself out there. You know, just being on the phones and trying to get jobs isn't going to work. You really have to hit the pavement. You have to go and see the people. You have to go to the studios. You have to be in their site, or they don't. You're just another phone call, another makeup artist looking for work.
What about weddings?
Weddings are my favorite. I love weddings. I basically got involved with weddings through MAC. You know, you have a lot of girls coming to the counter, and they're desperately looking for an artist. And what's funny is that a lot of makeup artists don't want to do weddings, which I don't understand, because
that's crazy.
It's a couple hours of work. You're leaving with about $1,000 cash in your pocket. So, I mean, it's fun. It's a fun environment, but I guess that a lot of makeup artists are like, I don't want to do weddings, because they're intimidated, because it's a high stress environment when
Very
you're doing
fast paced.
you got the mother of the bride who's frantic, you've got the bride who's on edge. You have to have a personality that is going to take on all the stress and just calm. So not only are you a makeup artist, but you're a therapist, because you have to make sure everybody's calm that day, and you have to know that there's going to be people that are really high stress, so you have to be able to take on that and never take anything personally. You just, I got it. You have to kind of just, with the people, keep everybody calm and happy. And weddings are great. I love doing weddings.
And you have to deal with I don't like that color, or don't put too much of that
And you
on.
never take it personally. You just say, fine, let's take it off, do another one. Whatever they want, okay. You just say okay to whatever they want. And you can do it. You can change whatever it is. But I know a lot of artists take it personally, like they don't like what I did. You just take it off, do it again. You always say yes.
What are your favorite products to use and why?
Well, I love MAC eyeshadows. The pigment in it is amazing, but you have to, one really good trick, you don't just put on shadow without a primer. Just like a wall with paint or whatever, you don't put on paint without putting on a primer. That's a huge thing. You always want to have a base first, then you put your eyeshadows on. So whatever it is, it could be any primer base for your lids. That's huge. And for the face, moisturize. My favorite is MAC for shadows. A company for makeup, I like Arbonne because it's vegan and it's natural, it's organic, it's very difficult to get an organic label on your products. It's nearly impossible to get an organic label on your product. So I love Arbonne for face makeup. I love MAC for eyeshadows. I love Bobbi Brown, their eyeliners, and I like a little bit from everybody. I pull from everybody, but I really like to stick with organic products, because what you're putting on your skin in 27 seconds, it goes into your bloodstream. So I stick with organic and vegan products as much as possible.
Excellent. Well, if we have viewers out there that would love to get a hold of you and, book you for some appointments and stuff like that, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, I have a website. It's www.abfabmakeupart.com. That's ABFAB makeupart.com. And my phone number is 954-234-3808, and you can call me and book me at any time, and that's it.
Well, thank you so much. And viewers, if you want a great makeup artist who is very patient, willing, and does not, well, it's great with time constraints, I should say. Make sure you give Alexis a call, check her out. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure.